Hello everyone. So today we will see how can we create interactive dashboards in Power BI. So before loading the data or starting the visuals, we will see how Power BI desktop works. So here we have three kinds of panel, that is data panel, visualization panel and filter panel. So in data panel is a panel in which we can see the data which we have loaded. Visualization panel is a panel in which we have n number of visuals like tree map, donut chart, pie chart, scattered chart, R script and Python scripts, etc. In filter, we have different kinds of filters like advanced filtering options, basic filtering options, and top end filters. So on left hand side, we have three kinds of view. Report view is a view in which we create a dashboard or we add visuals. Data view is a view in which we can view our data. Model view is a view in which we can create or make relationships with the existing second table, or we can create a new table. So now let's start for the creation of visuals. Before creating visuals, we need to add the data or we need to load the data in our Power BI desktop. For that, we need to go to Home tab and get data. We have n number of options here. For now, I'm going to choose text CSV as my file is text CSV. So in downloads, I have downloaded one data, that is NYC accident 2020. So NYC stands for New York City. So this data is all about how many accidents have occurred in New York City. I'm s- I'm just gonna click on the data and I'm gonna open it. So it will take some time to load. Till that we need to wait patiently. So finally our data has been loaded, and in data panel you can see that we have all the columns, that is borrow, collision ID, contributing factor, etc. So let's have a look in data view. So here I have crash date, I have crash timing, I have borrow, I have zip code, I have latitude, longitude, on street name, off street name, how many people were killed, how many people injured, what was the cause. Cause is like a contributing factor of vehicle, and what type of vehicle it was, like was it sedan, was it bus, was it truck, was it ambulance, or was it any kind of carrier, etc. So let's start for the creation of visuals. So creating a visuals, I've created a sample or you can say a dummy visual report. So this is what I've created. So here I have used the text box option to give my title. This is not a proper format for the dashboard, but from my understanding and your understanding, I've created a dummy visual. So here I've taken three cards. So I'll show you. So these are the cards. So I've taken the three cards. So these three cards will be my KPIs. So KPI is key performance indicator. So they will show me number of accidents, number of people injured, and number of people killed. So for that, I simply need to go to my data panel, and from here I need to drag and drop the opt column name which I want to show on my dashboard. So here I want number of accidents. So I'm gonna take collision ID and just gonna drag and drop. So here I'm able to see 7.4.88K. These are the total number of accidents occurred in New York City. Similarly, I'm gonna use number of people injured. So instead of dragging and dropping, there is also one option of just clicking on the box here. These are number of people killed, number of people injured. This is called as a slicer. Slicer is something which filters out the things. For example, in slicer, I'm going to add my borrow. So here you are able to see the names. For example, if I click on Manhattan, the count has changed. Queens, the count has changed. This is how slicer works. Here I'm going to add top five, we can say top five causes of accident. So for that, I'm going to take contributing factor of vehicle 1 and collision ID. So automatically it came as top 5 causes of accident because for this chart I have set the filter accordingly. And I've also created different kinds of functions, like I have changed the title, I've given some data types. So this graph looks much better. So similarly, in this graph, I'll show you how can you create the graph like this. So now in this graph, I want top 5 vehicles which caused the accident. So I'm just gonna click on vehicle type 1 and I'm gonna click on collision ID. So these are the vehicles. So I'm gonna make it in the focus mode, and these are the lots of vehicles. So here also I want top 5 like the previous graph. So here I'm gonna go and filter in vehicle type 1. I'm going to choose top n. I'm going to add the number top 5, top 10, whatever. I want top 5, and I'm just going to drag collision ID here, and I'm just going to apply the filter. This is how I changed my all the data into top 5. Let's create all the graphs, and then I'll show you how can you apply or format your visual. So this is my donut chart, and I'm gonna write the number of accidents according to the borrow. So this is my borrow, and these are the number of accidents occurred. So I'm able to see in Queens this is 18.72%. So this is my line chart. So in line chart I want to know month wise accidents. So I'll add the month and I'll add the collision ID. So January, I can definitely see that in January there are lots of accidents have occurred. In March also there are the less accidents are there in April. You can see here lowest accident rate. And accordingly, I can also add borrows and legends. So I can see like okay, for example, here I can see on 18th January there are 156 accidents in Brooklyn, 17 in Staten Island, 58 in Manhattan. Accordingly, I can see the graph. So now I'm done with my visualization part, and I'm going to format my visuals now. So let's take this graph for example. So I'm just going to make it in the focus mode. So this is in format your visuals, you have n number of options. So let's start with y-axis. So this is my y-axis and the vehicle type code 1. This is the title. So I can change the title to just vehicle type. That's it. I can just make it bold, and I can just change the font if I want, but I want the font same. Then in values, I can just make it bold. I can make it 10. 10 would be fine. I'll close it, and x-axis also I'll do the same things. I don't want title, so I'll just say number of accidents. That's it. In values, I can just increase the size. I can make them bold. Okay, that's better. So now in general section, I have title. So I don't want such a big title, and we have created a top 5. That's why I'm going to write top 5 causes of accident. I'm going to make it in middle. I'm going to make it bold, and I'm just going to increase to 17. And here effects, we have different kinds of effects along the visual boundaries and all the shadow, and you can make n number of changes. Here the main is you can add data labels. Data labels are very important, which shows the count on the bar itself. So it becomes very easy for the viewer to weave what you have written, and it's not necessary to every time go on the bar graphs and just see. Here also we have options of bars as well. So in bars, it is a specific color for all the graphs, but if you want different kinds of colors to each and every graph, you can just change the color like this. You can make different types of colors which you want. You can make a theme as well. So this is how you can make different kinds of changes in your graph. So this is how my graph looks like. So accordingly, I'm going to apply changes to all the graphs which I have made here, and I'll show you guys how does it look. So this is how my dashboard looks like. I have given blue background, and I have done all the modification and changes. So thank you guys. If you like my video, please let me know. Bye bye.